What is going on, guys? Thank you for tapping into the Masternodes podcast. My name is Ryan Prendes, or Ryan the Crypto Guy, and this is my business partner.
What's up, you guys? Hope you're having a great week. I'm Nestor Sanchez, or you may know me as Masternode One. Thank you guys for tapping in today.
And we are the Master Nodes. We really appreciate the time you guys take to listen to our podcast. Remember to follow and subscribe to our personal social media accounts to stay up to date with us. Mine is at Ryan the Crypto Guy, and my boy's Nestor's is at Masternode One. Make sure to stay to the end to hear about some additional resources that we are going to provide y'all to get you guys a little bit more zoned into cryptocurrency. But without further ado, I'm going to let Nestor kick it off with news of the week.
Yes, sir. So news of the week. Today's news article comes from Decrypt. Pretty cool crypto news space. We're going to be talking about Lightning Labs. So for those of you guys who don't know, they're the ones who created the Lightning Network. Pretty cool network. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later on. But they actually raised $70 million and announced a Taro stablecoin protocol. So for you guys who don't know, the Lightning Network is a layer 2 solution for Bitcoin transactions, which basically enables instant and low fee transactions with Bitcoin. So this is able to happen because they're using a side chain to track transactions rather than putting everything on the blockchain, which we know costs energy and fees. The only time it's written on the actual Bitcoin blockchain is when someone pulls money from the Lightning Network or inputs money onto the protocol. So what this $70 million funding will allow developers to do is move stable coins from Bitcoin's network to the Lightning Network. And this has only been allowed because of Bitcoin's Taproot upgrade, which went live back in November 2021. If you guys want additional information on that Taproot upgrade, you can let us know in the comments. We'll make a video on that as well. But that's basically what made this Taro protocol technically possible. Lightning Labs has already developed a few different protocols as well, such as the Lightning Pool for Bitcoin liquidity. And right now, El Salvador is actually utilizing the Lightning Network to enable their transactions through their Chivo wallet. So all these transactions that happen in El Salvador, most likely through the Lightning Network, because of its fast pace, it's a lot faster than a normal Bitcoin transaction. And it's also a lot less fees. So if you're a business person, this makes a lot of sense for you to have this Lightning Network enabled, because there are a lot of different things that can happen in between that time.
And actually, what I find interesting is that El Salvador isn't the only people that use the Lightning Network. You have Strike, which is the processing for cryptocurrency transactions. You also have Twitter, which utilizes the Lightning Network in their tipping section. So the Lightning Network is used by a lot of people, and for, great purposes. It's allowing people to kind of not cluster up the Bitcoin blockchain so much by doing those offline transactions. And when when they're done with those offline transactions, it actually then inputs just the beginning, which is the most important, and the ending amount.
Yeah, it's a lot of utility and a lot of potential things that can now be used because of Bitcoin, right? Because if you were a business before and you were accepting Bitcoin and Bitcoin had a terrible day or even a great day, this will then mess with the spreadsheet, right? You're going to have to input a lot of different ups and downs because of this volatility. But if you're using a stable coin or the Lightning Network, there's not fees that you have to include. This transaction times are a lot shorter. And with stable coins, you're able to budget a lot more effectively than something that is volatile or that something then moves up and down over time. For me personally, I use stable coins sort of like a savings account. If I need something immediate, something that needs to be spent, any expenses, then I can then use the stable coin. Hey, I also have Bitcoin as a savings account. In terms that I will not spend this Bitcoin because I know it will appreciate over time. This can be done similarly as with a business as well. So there's a lot of utility that can be done with the Lightning Network. And this stablecoin Taro protocol will basically enable a lot more utility with Bitcoin as well. So I think this will definitely help accelerate Bitcoin's adoption because they don't have to worry about that volatility or the fees that are involved with the normal Bitcoin transactions. But they can now utilize these stable coins and hopefully grow the network even more. So Ryan, what do you think about the $70 million that Lightning Labs actually raised?
I think it's pretty interesting to see them utilizing the Taro stablecoin protocol to kind of enable stablecoins on Bitcoin's blockchain. For what we know about Bitcoin, Bitcoin was originally just to be used, as a deflationary tool. And that was pretty much in the amount of time and effort people have put into, adding these upgrades to Bitcoin's blockchain. I think it's pretty excellent to see. Hopefully, my hope is that with the stable coins being introduced to Bitcoin's blockchain, we're going to see a rise in stablecoin usage, which would also lead to a rise in Bitcoin usage. So great hopes coming out of this. Glad to see that they're able to raise money like that. $70 million is not something light. So for them to be able to raise something like that, and to get the support from, the funders that are raising this money, it's amazing to see what the community can do when they put their mind to it.
Yeah, I think it also really shows like, yeah, people want this, right? So they're willing to fund all this stuff. 70 million, like you're saying, that's not chump change,
No.
That's something that they're investing their hard-earned money into in order to bring this to fruition. So yeah, pretty cool stuff.
And in other news, Microstrategy has done it again, folks. They recently purchased 4,167 Bitcoin, which is worth roughly around $190.5 million. This purchase puts MicroStrategy's holdings at around 129,218 Bitcoin, worth roughly around $6 billion. That's billion with the B, folks. Billion with a B. One thing I found out is that they actually don't accumulate the Bitcoin all at once. Instead, they actually accumulate it over time. And I believe they're actually using the dollar cost averaging method, but don't quote me on that. The purchase of their Bitcoin took place between February 15th and April 4th. This means they paid an average of $45,714 per Bitcoin.
Dude, like where the hell do they even get all that money from? All I hear is them buying the dips and then it dips again and then they're buying it again, right? They just keep on putting millions and millions of dollars into into Bitcoin. And I mean, to be honest, it's paid off for them. They're very much in profit. But where the hell are they getting all this funding from?
Well, most of their funding actually comes from, them being just an investment company, but they actually recently took out a $205 million loan that they borrowed from Silvergate Bank to be used to purchase more Bitcoin. So they're just stacking up their game right now, which is amazing to see. So actually, the $190.5 million they spent this past month probably is from that loan. With around 129,200 in Bitcoin in their pockets, each coin is actually valued at a price of $46,742. And Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, claims that they don't plan to sell any Bitcoin and will definitely hold it for the long term. So what do you think about all this, Nestor?
I think it's a nice sign seeing businesses basically put Bitcoin on their stat sheet. I don't necessarily know how I feel about MicroStrategy going into debt to then buy more Bitcoin. I think that's very, very ballsy. I think that's it could go wrong if Bitcoin goes down because that loan that they got is actually backed by Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes down, they could get liquidated. These are one of the problems we have with collateralizing or even using leverage. Is if this goes down, well, now you're losing a lot more than if you weren't using leverage. So it could be a good thing. I think it's definitely a good sign that MicroStrategy has so much confidence in Bitcoin. And as you can tell, we're definitely upgrading the systems, using different protocols, growing in this space. But I don't necessarily know how good leverage is with this, especially in the volatile state that we're in right now.
I think it's a ballsy move, as you were saying, because not that I don't have faith in Bitcoin, but it's just there's a lot of signs of recession coming, which may affect them. EYL just dropped a podcast yesterday, and in that podcast, they actually go over signs of a recession that are coming. So definitely, if y'all have not seen EYL, I highly recommend for you guys to watch him. It's Earn Your Leisure. Excellent mentors in the space that me and Nestor always listen to. And so, listening to what they had to say yesterday about signs of a recession, it's definitely a ballsy move to be making right now. And I'm sure that, with them being an investment capital group, with
You know what they do.
MicroStrategy being an investment group, they, you know, are aware of these signs of a recession, but they're still willing to make this risk. And hopefully, it pans out. The recession at the end of the day could not affect Bitcoin. You never know. But with fears from investors in general, you do have this concern that, is this like the correct move at this time? Should this have been something that they should have decided, maybe a year ago, or maybe even just a couple months ago? So, we'll kind of see how that pans out, but, good luck to them.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense too. Like, because it's supposed to be decentralized, it's supposed to have this decentralized nature. So no matter what is going on, the political climate, it should go up. It should appreciate over time. But like we've seen, when that war news hit, Bitcoin was the first one to dump. So we still don't really know. I think it still has a large effect on cryptocurrency as of now. But yeah, we only time will tell. But
Definitely.
today's crypto top 5 for the week, we have Bitcoin number 1 as always. It's at 45,900. It's actually down 3% this week. We
I
have
can't wait till like when we're doing these top fives, we're like, and Ethereum at number 1. Like, like
I don't know
I
if
think that
that's
would
even
be
gonna
the
happen, bro.
craziest thing to look at. Like, look back at all of our podcasts and be like, damn, Bitcoin used to be number 1 for the longest, and now it's like some other random ass coin. It's gonna be like
Dude.
ass coin or something like that.
It's coin number 2.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Mhm.
So Ethereum is at 3,400, up 1.4% this week. BNB $450, up 3.3%. And XRP actually was on this list, but it got bumped down by both Solana and Terra Luna. Solana is hitting at $130, up 14% this week. Pretty crazy. Luna is up $93, and it is up 4.6%. So a lot of growth this week. Bitcoin kind of took a little correction, but that's okay. We totally expected it. Markets, they just don't go up all the time. They go up, they go down, fluctuate, but overall they should appreciate in value.
And if you guys are scalp traders or day traders, y'all should be day trading Solana right now, because Solana has been on a rip for the past couple weeks. And the reason why I keep saying this is because OpenSea is allowing purchases of Solana NFTs on their site soon. It hasn't dropped quite yet, but we are waiting for them to allow it. And once they do, I think it's going to be one of those situations where it's like, buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. So, that I think that's why people are stacking up on Solana, or it could be where they're stacking up on Solana to be able to purchase more NFTs on OpenSea, because they want to get into the into the NFT game. And Ethereum just costs way too much in gas fees. So they're going to use Solana as like their in per se. You get what I mean? And that kind of wraps up today's podcast. Thank you guys for tapping in. Much appreciated as always. Remember to follow and subscribe to our personal social media accounts to stay up to date with us. Mine is at Rye the Crypto Guy, and my boy's Nestor's is at Masternode1. And remember to follow and subscribe to our social media accounts for the Masternodes. We're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter, all at the Masternodes. Visual podcast experience can be found on YouTube, and our audio podcast experience can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and all your other favorite podcast sources. And remember to visit our website, www.themasternodes.com. Again, that's www.themasternodes.com, and subscribe to our email list to receive the latest and greatest cryptocurrency information.
Yes, and we also have a Discord where we talk to you guys one-on-one. We have discussions with some of the top cryptocurrency people in this space. They know about NFTs, liquidity pools, passive income. Obviously, you guys can ask the Masternodes any questions you guys have. We also partnered up with a great academy called I Am Mastery Academy. They're a multi-million-dollar business that teaches you how to trade, how to invest, and how to overall make money in the cryptocurrency space. So if you guys want any more information on that, you guys can always comment below, DM us at any of our social medias. And as always, guys, thank you guys for joining and have a great day.
Yes, guys, much appreciated as always. Hope you guys have a great day and bless up.
Here at the Masternodes, we are not making any claims as to income you may earn. Before entering any agreement, please use caution and seek the advice of a professional advisor, such as attorney or financial advisor.
Please ensure your own research is done before investing any money into the market.